Welcome to Lovesick, the podcast where we dive into health, wellness, and relationships and their impact on the world today. Come be a part of the discussion and join our community by following us on YouTube, Instagram, and listening wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Enjoy the show. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Lovesick podcast. I always sing when we come on. I don't know why. I'm your host, Jada.
And I'm Dorothea.
Hi, Dorothea.
Hello, Jada.
It's October. Look at us. Hey. Do you know it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Okay,
yes.
hey.
Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So guess what? We have a really cool guest. Her name is Nicole Eggert. You might know her from Charles and Charge.
Uh-oh.
Baywatch. Hey, she's a cancer advocate, a woman of a certain age. She talks. She's great. She's an actress. And, we have her on the show today. So welcome, Nicole. Hello.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi. Hi, ladies. Good to see you.
Yes. Yes. You have many titles, Nicole.
I wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
I'm sure you do too.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, being a woman and a
It's
mother.
our job, isn't it?
Yes. And life. Well, being that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we could start there, but we have a whole life that we're going to knock out in the next few minutes. But just wanted to start there because you are an advocate right now with breast cancer and being that it's the month of breast cancer awareness, and just wanted to just talk a little bit about your journey. And you look amazing right now, and just wondering how you're doing. How are you?
I'm good. Ironically, I found my breast cancer in October. So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is always an anniversary for me. So it's a very bittersweet deal. I just, we just really try to bring awareness. I try to really advocate for self-testing, self-exams, a lot of ultrasound, because for me, I have dense breast tissue. So my cancer was missed on mammograms. And we know that mammograms can cause cancer. And we know that I was probably worsening my breast cancer by having it mammogrammed every year after year and not being detected. So anyways, get tested. Just whatever it is that you're comfortable with and you want to do, go do it. They have some AI stuff out that's supposed to be amazing now. It's not covered by all insurance, but it's $40, I believe. I think it's worth the $40.
Yes.
So fill yourself up. Get to know your girls.
Yeah.
I love that. Be an advocate for yourself too.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's it's so many people in my circle, so many people so many people that just have come out with just going through breast cancer and different stages of it. What stage did you have?
Well, I was, they originally thought it was stage 2, and then that was just from the biopsy. And then once they started doing the MRIs and the CT scans and the scans, we don't really know where it's at. And I kind of didn't really want to know. I just was like, okay, it's much more than you guys had anticipated. It's now in my lymph nodes. I can't have surgery, because it went from, oh, you're just going to have a lumpectomy and you're going to be on your merry way, to, oh, wait a minute, we can't even operate. You need to get into chemo immediately. It's big. It's in your lymphatic system. And it just got worse and worse every time I went in. So I was like, I don't really want to hear all the details of it. I just know that I need to fix it. Right. And that's kind of where I take my stance, and where I stand is I just want to fix it no matter what stage you're at. There's always a way to turn it around. We see people at stage 4 living full, wonderful lives. So right. Yeah. I don't think that that's as important anymore. Back in the day, that was very important because it was a death sentence, and it's just not anymore.
Yeah, right. Which I agree. Yeah, I have to go also on the 6 months. I have to go get the what do you call when you go into the, what's the darn thing?
The ultra
MRI.
The MRIs. Yeah, I have to go do that because of the density as well. And then they've had to pull. We
both
had the pull the biopsies out too. So man, it's so crazy. It's like the things that you're sexualized for are the things that can also kill you. So that's fun. That's always,
and I actually go this month myself, so
it's a good
for you. Yeah.
We go every year, but sometimes it's like, oh, you got to come back. This is this or whatever. And then sometimes it's like, okay, you're okay to the next year. So you never know.
Sometimes it's just.
Yeah. And it's just how it is. When did you actually get diagnosed with breast cancer? Because I'm going to tell you, you look amazing.
Thank you. Well, I changed everything. Yeah. When I got my diagnosis, I just stopped and I freaked out about everything I was putting in my body. I freaked out about everything I was putting on my body, everything that was like in my household. And I did a full detox from that moment. And I was really, really rigid about it. And I've lightened up a little bit, but not too much, but like a little bit. I'm not so crazy. I found it in early October 2023. And I was finally able to get my diagnosis November 2023. And I started chemo January 2024. And I did 8 months of that. So it was really fast once. I mean, I say fast now in hindsight, but when you're in the moment, it's not fast at all. That month of waiting for your diagnosis or getting in to have a diagnostic testing done, it's forever, it takes forever. So I was throwing myself into like the laps of shamans, and I had like music playing nonstop. There was always music, no matter what that meant. It changed dramatically, but there was always music. There was always like healthy candles and the windows open and guided meditations. And I just did everything I could to keep my brain in a positive, moving forward space.
Right.
Yeah. That had to be like really overwhelming.
It was.
Yeah. I can only imagine what you were going through. That had to be overwhelming for you. And then you have all these other things that you do as well.
Right.
As far as titles. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Like you going through this, and then you also have this other life that, you have so many things that you do. So how does that affect you?
Well, I had a choice to make at that moment. I had a choice to get as positive as I could so that my body had a better chance of healing. And it was either that or it was like, I'm going to crawl in this dark hole and I'm never coming out of it. So those were my options. And I chose the light, and I just chose everything around the light and keep myself busy, keep myself in daily activities. I also have this weird thing about me. It's like whenever something hurts or I have any kind of ailment, I feel like if you go walking and like you're continually if you're continuing to walk and move, you're fine. Right. Like nothing, like you're not going to fall over because you're walking, you're in motion. I've always had that. So whenever like I don't feel well, I'm like, okay, I got to get up and walk. I got to go walk somewhere. So that was sort of my same take on it, was just keep living, keep moving, keep learning, keep figuring it out. And, the other side of that is they say, don't ever ask why you, because it's 1 in 8 women. And I was like, absolutely. Why me? Like, why me? Yes. Yeah. Why me? Because there's something. And I want to know, because cancer scientifically is just cells that have gone wrong. So if we need to correct those cells, I need to know what I was doing wrong. Like, I need to know what's going on here. So, and what can I do? What can I do to figure it out? What are my controllables? And, come to find out, like every beauty product I was using was toxic. All the foods I was eating was full of pesticides and, household products. I love fragrance. So I have candles. I had all the worst candles everywhere. I always bought from Bath and Body Works.
Yes.
Yep.
Most poison. That place is poison. I was all about it. All my hand soaps, my sprays, the candles. I just was filling myself up on toxins. And so I felt like learning and taking like the educational side of it was a great distraction, because then it made me feel like I could be proactive alongside this horrible treatment I was about to endure.
I feel like the more we do these shows, the more we find out like some of the products that we use in our everyday, even like skincare or lotions or whatever we find out are things that can like contribute to diseases and stuff that like illnesses that we have and have to deal with, and cancers and stuff. And you just don't really realize it until you really educate yourself. And it can be everyday stuff that you don't realize that you put on your body or an environmental. And it really is true.
It's scary too. It's really scary.
It blows my mind.
It's why so many women have trouble getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because there's hormone disruptors in all of these beauty products. And not all of them, because so many, pardon me, so many companies are stepping up and really putting out at an affordable, comparable price, perfectly healthy products. So it's important because like if you go into CVS or Target and you buy your stuff like I do, there can be a good one right next to a bad one.
Sure.
So like I use an app called Yuka. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not pushing them. I just find it incredibly helpful. It cuts out all the guesswork. You scan the QR code, or not the QR code, just the barcode on your phone, the product, and it will tell you. It will give you a green light, yellow light, or a red light. Oh, wow. And if it's a red light, it will also tell you products underneath that they do recommend that are probably right next to it on the shelf.
Oh.
What? And the app is called Yuka?
Yeah, Yuka.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I'm going to check
that
out. Yeah. Definitely will check that out.
Find it really useful.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears for a little bit because I, been a fan of yours for a long time. And, you've grown up with you on TV, basically, from the other side of, just watching. Can you tell the world who you are in the acting world and kind of where you first got your start and how we, who Nicole is and what we're growing into and how we might know you?
Well, I am a child of immigrants. Who was born and raised in Southern California. My father was from Germany. My mother was from England. And they had me here by accident. Honestly, I think I was an accident.
Happy surprise.
And I know this because I was lied to about when they got married. Because, to them, it was like, oh, God forbid she was pregnant before they got married. But I did the math later in life, and I was like, "Wait a minute, you guys are
math
liars.
ain't math.
No, I was not mathing." And my mother quickly found herself a housewife, and I don't know that was what she really had in the cards. And she kind of looked at me. My dad traveled a lot; he was an engineer, and she was like, "There's these local beauty pageants." Signing my kid up. She's a cute kid. And I'm like 4 years old. And I ended up winning. And I just wasn't that kid. I was like, she had to bribe me to brush my hair if I could swim in the pools that the beauty pageants were being held at, because I was obsessed with swimming pools, still am. And it sort of grew from there. And I just fell into it, just like with acting. It was this thing I never was seeking out. It was never anything I was pursuing. And it just was my destiny. So I won all the beauty pageants all the way to the top, and I won Miss Universe.
Oh, wow.
And it was televised. From Miss Huntington Beach. It was like little Miss Huntington Beach to like Miss Universe. And like I found myself on a stage, it was televised, and then Johnson's & Johnson's baby shampoo called. Wow. Coppertone called. And my mom was like, "You want to do this?" And, I was like, "Yeah," at 5. And it's just sort of what I grew up with. And I don't think I knew any different to say like yes or no. I think whatever you raise children in is what they think is normal. Right.
Yeah.
So it was my normal. And it was always fun until it wasn't, but that became much later in life. And so I had really fun gigs. I got to work on a lot of Mattel commercials. And as a kid, wow, like you get to see all the toys before they come out and you get to play with them. The Barbies, the dominoes, the little mermaids that go in the bathtub. Like I got to do all of these things, the cereals. And then I got to work with some amazing directors. I worked with George Cukor before he died on his last film. I played a young Meg Ryan. And then I got to do really fun shows like Aaron Spelling was doing. I got to do Fantasy Island, which was my favorite show in the whole wide world.
I love Fantasy Island.
That show.
I loved it.
Right?
We were like,
Yes.
plane to plane.
I know. The plane. I loved it.
I made that guy my best friend. We Village and I ran around for a week straight, like just playing like kids, just to uncover like what that fantasy looked like. You know, it was all a set and it was all on backlots and none of it was real. And it was just so wonderful. It was so neat to see it all happening. And I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with the behind the scenes of this show that I loved watching. And so it just continued. I had a reoccurring on TJ Hooker, which was a big show. I played William Shatner's daughter. And then I had a reoccurring on Who's the Boss?
Oh, wow.
Which really taught me about sitcom, situational comedy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think you could have better teachers than that cast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and then from there it was Charles in Charge. And then from Charles in Charge, it was Baywatch.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
What was Baywatch like?
Baywatch was a lot. You know, the thing about Baywatch is that I was on Charles in Charge and it was a show that was on a network and it got canceled. It didn't do well in the ratings. It got canceled. They wanted to continue the show. So they brought it back in syndication with a whole new cast. That's why there was a whole new family change up and everything. And that model worked. And so Baywatch was the same scenario. It was on a network for a season. It got canceled and they wanted to bring it back in syndication. So they came to my executive producer on Charles in Charge, Al Burton, and said, we want to do this model. And he said, okay, great. Let's do it. Let's put Nicole on it and let's do a spinoff. So we're going to do like a high school, like a 90210 type thing at the beach. This is going to be great. I'm going to show you guys how to do the syndication format. This is all going to work out. Well, so I went to Baywatch with, you know, luckily my hair, my makeup, my wardrobe, a lot of the same crew. So it was familiar and comfortable in that sense. But it hit and it became the #1 show in the world. And they were like, spinoff. There's no spinoff. This is what we're doing right here. This is working. And this is what we want to do. And I was like, well, I didn't sign up to be a lifeguard. That's not what like I saw for my future career is to be a lifeguard on a beach. And they were like, but that's what it is. And I was like, no, not really. And so we struggled for 2 seasons together in a working relationship. And they said, if you're still miserable at the end of season 2, we'll let you go. And I was miserable. And not because working on the beach is so horrible and working around all these beautiful people is so horrible. It was hard because my career trajectory changed. It just completely changed. I was no longer being looked at for serious roles. It was in the press, we were being dragged. It was like bimbos, Baywatch bimbos, and what is this fluff garbage TV? And it just, we really got dragged through the mud. And the same phone calls weren't coming in, the same doors weren't open. And I panicked. I panicked. And at 19 at that time, by the end of season 2, I thought, if I run as fast as I can leave this behind me. And, you know, as life will teach you, you don't leave anything.
Nope.
No,
No.
It goes with you. What life lessons, right? So that's.
What does that change like? Because there is that period where how do you go from like that hot girl that everybody wants you to be to like, you know, hey, I want you to take me more serious and I'd like to do these other type roles. And it's like, well, no, Nicole, you are the hot girl. No, we can't take you. You play this bimbo. This is you. How do you deal with that? Something like that.
Well, I didn't deal with it well. I
Right.
didn't deal with it well at all. And I decided to just sort of, step away from the industry. And listen, I had been working since I was 5 years old. So I was now 19. And I thought, I invested well. I had money in the bank. I was like, I'm just going to travel. I'm going to go have that childhood that I never had. I'm going to be irresponsible. I'm not going to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to sleep in for once in my life. And, I'm just going to do me and figure that part out. And that rolled into years. I mean, that went by fast. You can get caught up in that.
So what is your chapter now? Like, what is the Nicole chapter of life at this point, 2025?
I think that I'm really looking back at it all of it, very honestly. And I'm doing a lot of writing. I'm writing a lot about my thoughts and really trying to be transparent and honest with myself of like where the trauma stems from, where did the cancer come from, why'd you run instead of embracing it? It's really a reflective time for me, which is super comforting because I think, when we hit a certain age, you're like, there's no more people pleasing.
Right.
We really just want to please ourselves and be happy with ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just have to make that part happen. And so I'm really just dedicated to that right now, like just really being open, honest, vulnerable, transparent, accountable. I mean, you name it. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the tough conversations. I'm here for the fun, because our time is so limited.
Mm-hmm.
And, so it's just trying to tie all of that up in a package.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, especially in meeting you and only knowing you for these 20 minutes, I feel like you have a good head on your shoulders where, it's this industry is already hard enough and you having to grow up in the spotlight, and it seems like you have a good head on your shoulders, where I know a lot of your counterparts have probably gone through their phases of life and loss and that kind of stuff. Like, what made you stay grounded? Like, how did you do that?
Well, I think the accountability part, I'll say that I didn't always have the best head on my shoulders. I've definitely had my moments and my times. I've had my phases, but I think that also trying to stop a cycle, like with parenting, was a big one for me. It made me stop and think, well, maybe all that stuff I grew up with wasn't normal, and maybe I don't want that for my kids. And it's at that moment of pause of where you're like, okay, I'm now responsible for these children. Right. What do I want that to look like? And do I want it to look the same as how I grew up? And I definitely didn't. So I was one of those people that had to change a cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. And I there's a point what you said when you're in your age group and my age group, we're same age group. I'm also at that
so young.
I'm 46.
Oh, you're still okay. You're young.
Well, fine, whatever. I'm 46, and I had gone through this. What I feel like is my midlife crisis, which at first I always thought it was like I got to go buy a sports car or something, like whatever. And I had a moment where I was like, okay, what next? Like I literally was like, what am I doing? Like, and I just had a moment where I was like, I don't know. Like, yes, I'm done being a people pleaser and apologize. Like I am being my full self. And I do love that. I do love like being unapologetic and being myself right. and walking in my own path. And that is, I think, a big part of me being the age that I am. But then just also I'm still in that moment of like, but now what? Now what, yeah. Jada? Because the 20s, I feel like you're figuring stuff out, but you're just doing it, and you can be stupid, and I didn't have my kids till my 30s, and that's when I grew up. I felt a little bit more, but now I feel like, okay, what's next, Jada? So that's why when my mom was saying like 2025, like what's Nicole doing, and I think that was such a great answer, and it just also kind of had me thinking like I feel the same way.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, you'll hit 50, like you'll get into your 50s and you'll be like, okay, I might not know where I'm going and I might not know what's next, but I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
And then you get in your 60s like me, and you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yes. Yes.
I want to do that
we
now.
can get there. The sooner we can all get there, the better.
I don't give a damn.
I want to be that right now. Oh my goodness.
Like you said, you do what you want. You're not a people pleaser, and you just do you.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And like you said, life is short. You just live your life and do what you want to do.
Yep.
You don't need permission from anyone to tell you how to live your life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Absolutely. 'Cause everybody will bring you down if you let them, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're like that and you let people, I always say advice is free. So think about if you had all the money in the world when somebody offered their opinion. You would be rich as hell because people offer their opinions because it doesn't cost you anything. But think if it did cost you whatever, they wouldn't offer you that opinion. They would just keep it to themselves.
100.
Yeah.
That's, I like that. Yeah.
Well, people are always going to talk about you no matter
Of
what.
course.
And that's why I just move now the way I move.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are going to have something to say no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So then just do it.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as I'm doing right by my children.
And they're going to be all over the board.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be all over the board with what they think of you or how they see you or whatever. And you're never going to make them happy.
Ever.
You just have to make yourself happy.
Exactly.
100%. And
You're
it
not
took me a
here to
long time
make other
get there.
people happy.
No. And it took me a long time to get there, though.
Yeah.
It took me
Yeah.
a minute to get there. So,
Me too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Me
I
too.
don't know.
But we're all there, it seems like.
I want to be in a I don't give a shit
We're at
moment.
the table. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, Nicole, honestly, it's been awesome. I've been so happy to have you and thank you. I'm glad we connected. Do you have anything you would love to say to our listeners? Because it's just been such a pleasure. And, we've just learned a lot from you. And, anything you could say to our listeners and would be final.
Well, I mean, I think we said it all.
Absolutely.
Any final moment?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you with feel yourself up, get to know your girls.
Right.
It's October, and we shouldn't wait till October. We should do it
go.
all the time, every month. Just give yourself a feel and have fun with it.
I mean,
Have your partner get to know your girls. You know, make them feel for it. All of these things.
See, that was great advice. There you go.
Yeah. Yes,
You
fun.
heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it from Nicole. Yes. You heard it from Nicole.
Well, thank you very much. And
Nicole.
thanks everyone for listening to the Lovesick podcast.
Yes.
And we enjoyed having you, Nicole Eggert. And we look
Thanks for
forward to
having
seeing what you're doing in the future.
And continue blessings to you,
Yes.
Nicole, too, and you and your family.
Yes.
Continue
you.
Too.
blessings.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Bye. And thank you
you
guys for listening and watching. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.